I'm about to tell you something that still gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. A few nights ago, I answered a phone call from my own number, and what I heard on the other end completely terrified me. It wasn't a prank. It wasn't a glitch. It was something else, something I can't explain. It was a Tuesday night, pretty normal. I was just winding down, scrolling through my phone. You know how it is. Suddenly, my phone starts buzzing. I glanced at the screen, and my heart just stopped for a second. The caller ID showed my own name and my own number. My first thought, it's got to be a scam, right? Some new kind of spoofing thing. I almost hit decline, but my curiosity, or maybe something else, got the better of me. My finger hovered over the green button, and I swiped to answer. I held the phone to my ear, but I didn't say anything. I just listened. For a few seconds, there was just silence. That kind of heavy, static-filled silence that makes the hair on your arms stand up. I was about to hang up, thinking it was just a dead line, when I heard it. A faint sound. It was breathing. Slow, ragged breathing, like someone was struggling to catch their breath. "Hello?" I finally managed to say, my voice a little shaky. The breathing on the other end stopped. More silence. Then a voice whispered my name. But it wasn't just any voice. It was my voice. It sounded exactly like me, but not the me talking to you right now. This voice was weak, filled with panic and pain. It was a distorted, terrified version of my own voice. It said my name again, this time a little louder, more desperate. "You have to listen to me," my own voice rasped through the speaker. "Don't go. Whatever you do, don't go to the old quarry tomorrow." My blood ran cold. The old quarry? I hadn't thought about that place in years. It's an abandoned spot just outside of town, a place my friends and I used to explore when we were teenagers. But here's the creepy part. Just that morning, my friend Mike had texted me, suggesting we go for a hike out there the next day to take some photos. I had already agreed to go. How could this thing on the phone know that? I was completely frozen. Who is this? I demanded, trying to sound brave, but my voice was trembling. The voice on the other end just coughed, a dry, rattling sound. "It doesn't matter who I am," it said. "Just listen. Don't go to the quarry. Something bad happens. Something terrible." The line started breaking up, filled with static. I could hear bits and pieces of my own voice, frantic and pleading. "The ledge, it's not stable. Please, don't." And then the line went dead. I just stood there, staring at my phone. The call log confirmed it. A 1-minute call from my own number. I tried calling it back, obviously. It went straight to my own voicemail. "You've reached." Yeah, my own greeting. I was shaking. Was I losing my mind? Was this some elaborate, sick joke? How could anyone spoof my number so perfectly and know about my plans? And that voice. It was undeniably mine, but filled with a terror I'd never felt before. I didn't sleep at all that night. I kept replaying the conversation in my head. The warning was so specific, so urgent. The next morning, Mike texted me, "Hey, ready for our hike? I'll pick you up in an hour." I stared at the message, my heart pounding in my chest. Part of me, the logical part, was screaming that this was all crazy. It had to be a prank. I'd feel like an idiot for canceling on my friend because of a weird phone call. But the other part of me, the part that heard the raw fear in my own voice, couldn't ignore it. That warning felt real, too real. I thought about what could happen. An accident? A fall? The voice mentioned a ledge. The old quarry is full of them, some of them notoriously unstable after years of neglect. My stomach was in knots. What if it wasn't a prank? What if I was being given a genuine warning? So I made a choice. I texted Mike back. I told him I was feeling sick and couldn't make it. I made up some excuse about a sudden stomach bug. He was understanding, said we could reschedule. I felt a huge wave of relief wash over me, but also a sense of guilt for lying and a nagging feeling of being completely insane. I spent the rest of the day on edge, jumping at every little sound, constantly checking my phone. Around 3 p.m., the time we would have been at the quarry, my phone rang. It was Mike. I answered, my hand trembling again. But this time, it was his real voice, and he sounded shaken. "You are not going to believe this," he said, his voice breathless. He told me he decided to go to the quarry by himself anyway, since he was already out. He went to our old favorite spot, a high ledge overlooking the water, the one we always used to take pictures from. He said he was setting up his camera when he heard a loud cracking sound. He jumped back just in time to watch the entire section of the ledge where he was about to stand crumble and fall hundreds of feet into the water below. He said if he had been a step or two closer, he would have gone down with it. He was calling me, completely freaked out, to tell me what a close call he'd had. I was speechless. The ledge. "It's not stable." The words from the phone call echoed in my head. If I had gone with him, we both probably would have been on that ledge. The warning wasn't a prank. It was real. It saved my life. Or at the very least, it saved me from a catastrophic accident. So now I'm left with a million questions and no answers. Who or what called me? Was it a future version of myself, somehow reaching back in time to prevent a tragedy? Was it some kind of guardian angel using my own voice as a vessel? Or is it something far more complex and strange that my mind can't even begin to comprehend? I've scoured the internet looking for similar stories. I've found a few forum posts, some creepypastas, but nothing that feels like my experience. Nothing that explains the sheer terror and authenticity of hearing your own voice warn you of your own impending doom. The call log is still on my phone. I look at it sometimes, a digital ghost reminding me of the day I cheated fate. I haven't told anyone about this, not really. How could I? I sound like I've lost my mind, but I had to share it somewhere. I had to get it out. Has anything like this ever happened to you? Have you ever had a premonition or received a warning that you just couldn't explain? Something that defied all logic, but you knew, deep down, you had to listen to? This experience has completely changed the way I see the world. It's made me question the nature of time, reality, and the unseen forces that might be at play in our lives. I'm more cautious now, and I listen more closely to my intuition. Because sometimes a phone call isn't just a phone call. Sometimes it's a lifeline from the unknown. I don't know if I'll ever get another call like that. Part of me hopes I never do, because the fear was overwhelming. But another part of me is grateful. Whatever it was, it saved me. And I'm left to wonder about the delicate threads that hold our lives together, and what happens when someone or something from the other side decides to give them a pull. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you heard of anything like this? What do you think happened? I'm genuinely curious to hear your theories. Thanks for listening to my story. If you found this as intriguing as I did, consider subscribing for more explorations into the unexplained. Stay safe out there.